Big Bear back at you with a real quick video right here on this Big Bear Fights YouTube page. We're going to talk Extreme Rules. It's come, it's gone, it's done with. WWE did a fantastic job once again, and since the WrestleMania, in my honest opinion, we've had great pay-per-views. WrestleMania was great, and on into the Extreme Rules, another great pay-per-view. But I'm going to get into this. I'm going to review Extreme Rules. Now, I'm not like some of these guys you might go on here and see. I'm not going to review every match. If you want that, go check out their pages. There's plenty of them out there. I'm just going to review my honest opinions of the worst matches of the night and the best matches of the night, including the heavyweight champ or the main event. And let's get into it. It's a bad match. Really, my only real bad match in this night was on the pre-show. And anyone who knows me knows I'm not a big fan of the pre-show matches. Actually, only a couple times since they've started the pre-show matches have I said a pre-show match belonged on the main show. I don't say that very often because they're not very good matches. This one, in my honest opinion, was a very bad match. And the reason being, there was great talent there. There was great wrestling there. But it's a no disqualification match. And really, you didn't see what you expect to see in a no disqualification match. You may ask what you expect to see in a no disqualification match. And that is basically you expect anything from someone interfering from the locker room to a weapon being used to anything like that. In this match, really, the only no disqualification part that was really part of it was the low blow. Thought it was a really bad match. Thought it could have been taken off the card and maybe replaced with a more Extreme Rules type of match. This is a match that's supposed to get everybody pumped up. Supposed to be the kickoff matches for the night right there on the pre-show. I really didn't get it. So I give it 1 Big Bear out of 5. That's a very low ranking. I could have gave it 0, but I don't usually give zeros unless it was really, 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 really bad. So 1 Big Bear out of 5. Now on to the next question mark, but not really bad match. Because there was no surprise. Was the Charlotte Flair versus Natty match. You knew Ric Flair wasn't coming down, or Charlotte gets stripped of the title. But then Ric Flair's music plays, and anyone who's a wrestling fan of or has seen Ric Flair knew that was not Ric Flair coming down. So WWE, you fool no one. But anyways, Dana Brooks comes down. She interferes. She gets involved in the match. Charlotte retains the title. No surprise, someone interferes to help Charlotte keep the title. I'm not a fan of Charlotte's. I'm not a fan of the storyline. I'm not a fan of any of that. So, moving on. I'm not even going to give it a ranking. Let's move on. On to some of the matches that made the night. My favorite match of the night, really my main event. Because I love Fatal 4-Ways. There's several matches I really like. And Fatal 4-Ways is up there at the top. One of the top ones that I like. It was Miz the champion versus Cesaro versus Sami Zayn and versus Kevin Owens. I had Sami Zayn winning mainly because I'm a big fan of Sami Zayn's, but also I thought they could push him and it would be a good idea. But at the beginning of the match, he comes in and automatically goes after Kevin Owens, and as soon as that happens, my mind's running. It's not going to happen because they're going to take each other out of the match somehow, some way. Oh yeah, it was great action back and forth. You got to see a lot of things. The uppercuts, you got to see. You just keep going and going. You got to see a lot of things. Went back and forth. Then Sammy hit his move, and yeah, looked like it was over on Cesaro. Kevin Owens pulls him out of the ring. They start fighting. Miz being the ever. Taking all the opportunities he could get. Saw the opportunity, crawls over there, gets the pin 1, 2, 3, keeps the title. Now, I'm not a fan of Miz at all. I can't stand the guy. But these 4 individuals put on a show, and I liked it. Went back and forth. Wasn't too shocked after seeing that beginning opening of the Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn taking each other out of the show, but I really enjoyed it. I give this one a 5 Big Bears out of 5. That's the highest rating I can give. I would go higher than that if I did, but I won't. It will be 5 Big Bears out of 5. Fantastic match, great match. Book more like this, WWE, because that was awesome. Next up was a very close second. The first ever silent match between Dean Ambrose and Chris Jericho. You had these guys in. Now the storyline started off with Chris Jericho's show got canceled when Shane McMahon took over on Raw. When it became a partner duel or whatever, Stephanie cancels Dean Ambrose's show. The potted plant gets busted over Dean Ambrose's head. And then on and on. And so Dean Ambrose asked Shane for this match. Weapons hung high in the sky above that cage. There was a barbed wire bat, I believe, and that was used in the match. And then when Dean Ambrose climbed up and grabbed that bucket, you knew there was something in that bucket. As soon as he ripped off the top, you definitely knew something was in that bucket. When he pulled out the black bag and dumped out those thumbtacks, I gotta tell you, I went crazy. I liked it. But he dumped those thumbtacks out, and as an old school wrestling fan, growing up watching wrestling, when you saw thumbtacks, you knew you were watching a hardcore match. Those thumbtacks got dumped out. He tried to drop Chris Jericho several times on them and couldn't get it going, and I was like, okay, don't do this to me. Don't tease me, and don't without pleasing that. I want those thumbtacks to be used. And finally he dropped him on top of the thumbtacks. You got to see a little bit of blood, not the normal huge amounts of blood, but you know, a little bit of blood. Enjoyed seeing that. Dean wins, proving that he's doing some extreme stuff. So I'm liking this. I'm a fan of Dean's. I give this one also 5 Big Bears out of 5. Enjoyed the match. Next up, we had the heavyweight title main event. Okay, we had Roman Reigns the champion, AJ Styles the challenger. Great match, back and forth. The club comes down, they interfere. Then also but then the bloodline comes down, the Usos, they interfere, helping Roman Reigns saving Roman Reigns from losing this match. Went back and forth. Finally, AJ was going for the phenomenal forearm. Roman catches him in midair in a spear. 1, 2, 3, it's over. Now that wasn't it for the night. Roman's happy, he won. Then all of a sudden, here comes Seth Rollins. Pedigree. Seth Rollins is back. Now, I'm not a fan of Seth Rollins, can't stand the guy, but no doubt he's a great talent, and it's great to have him back. Welcome back. But Seth Rollins, he never lost the title, so he's going to get a shot at the title. And here's the scenario I could see playing out. Now, I'm only calling this because if it happens, then I look like a genius. If it doesn't, oh well, whatever. But here's a scenario I could see playing out. We got Money in the Bank coming up. The WWE announces Seth Rollins versus Roman Reigns. I can see that happening. Seth Rollins beats Roman Reigns. Then Dean Ambrose, who wins Money in the Bank. Hey, he could. Comes down, cashes in his Money in the Bank briefcase, and boom, 1, 2, 3 on Seth. Sets up the feud between all 3 members of the old Shield. Could happen. It would be nice to see that happen, but we could see that Monday night to come out after Money in the Bank, and it's announced that there will be a next pay-per-view, a triple threat match for the World Heavyweight Champion, Dean Ambrose, the champion at the time, if this happens, versus Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins. So let's see what goes on. But that's all I got. It's a little over 9 minutes long of a video, so I'm going to go ahead and get on out of here. All in all, this pay-per-view, 4 Big Bears out of 5. And the reason I'm not giving it 5 out of 5 is because that first match on the pre-show, it got 1 Big Bear, so I'm taking 1 Big Bear away from the main of the show in general. But since WrestleMania, no show has got lower than 4 Big Bears out of 5 from me. So, good job WWE on another good pay-per-view. I'm out of here. This is Big Bear. Peace, and catch you guys later.